Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Seattle Seahawks, and it's coming up next.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers, the AFC champion, taking on the NFC champions. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and CD, these Steelers, one of the most successful franchises of the Super Bowl era. They're searching for their 7th title.
And their last one, Super Bowl 43 over the Cardinals in dramatic fashion. And you know they'd like to win this one to honor the great Franco Harris, who we lost back in 2022.
Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, this is a club that's been put together largely through the draft the last few years. They've hit some home runs. And now here they are seeking their 2nd Super Bowl title ever.
And while now it might be hard to believe in that first one, they were big underdogs. Super Bowl 48 to Peyton Manning and the Broncos in MetLife Stadium, but they were jet-propelled that day, and they'd like to be the same in this game.
The final act of the 2023 season is at hand. What a spectacle in Las Vegas. We're off in Super Bowl 58. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of the Super Bowl will begin at the 25. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. Leading them out, a 3rd-round pick in 2018. He's made a handful of starts across his 5 previous seasons. Mason Rudolph.
And no doubt he's living out a dream right now. He's dating back to his first days of playing football as a kid. But he certainly can't get lost in the moment right now. There's still a Super Bowl to be played, and his offense, they're looking to him to be their leader. You can take it all in when it's over. Right now, you've got the biggest game of your life to win.
17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Rudolph looking to throw it. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. That sack, it goes to Boye Mafe. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back. And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the...
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Draymond Jones coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Here's Presley Harvin now. And back deep is DJ Dallas. Here come the Seahawks and their offense now under veteran head coach Pete Carroll. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
On first down, it's Smith. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, that's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And this may be a big early turning point in this Super Bowl. They're going to go for it on fourth down here. Here we go on fourth. Smith. He's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. To the air again, Smith. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down. Now Smith. And he's taken in by the tight end Fan. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 17-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
From the red zone now, Smith. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. From 17 yards out. And the Seahawks are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Now Rudolph. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Looked like they were set up defensively in a zone coverage, but somehow they found a seam because that receiver all alone. By rights, that should have been a touchdown, but somehow this ball's overthrown.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
And we tend to give those running backs that are slashers a lot of credit, but how about guys who are maulers? Because that's who you want in short yardage situations, and we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. On 1st down, Rudolph. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. That brings us to the end of one in Super Bowl 58. Much more to come from Las Vegas. Welcome back to the date on the calendar we circle every year. Super Bowl Sunday. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis here with you. as we get set to begin quarter two. Throwing on second and long. Rudolph. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A gain there of 21 yards. On first down, it's Rudolph. Looking left side, and he's got him in. That's Warren. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34. Harris running straight ahead. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stopped that one behind the line of scrimmage.
No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Rudolph. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Boye Mafe, his 2nd sack of the night.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their 2nd drive. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't.
There he goes, left side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Kenneth Walker, 84 yards. And the Seahawks continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make the score 14-0. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this Pass turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try to buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. And taken right at the 35. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but...
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 56 yards. And the Seahawks are starting to open things up here in the Super Bowl.
So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Now Myers for the extra point. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
But no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Rudolph now to throw. This is caught by Robinson. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands.
On is Presley Harvin now as he'll send this one away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 20.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards.
And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith going for Metcalf on the deep ball. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Seahawks are starting to pour it on the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead is now an even 30. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here. But with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. But they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them map this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Here's Rudolph.
Setting up the screen, Harris.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Rudolph on first down. It's brought in by Harris. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Here's 3rd and 9.
Now a play fake, and it's Rudolph. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room.
He's going to float this one deep right side.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
Oh, I don't know if he's sensing contact to come or what, but that's a ball he'd love to have back. That could have gone for big yardage, but it just didn't want to stay in his hands. That's a tough break.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman.
One of the greatest performances of the year usually, but not here. Halftime of the Super Bowl is skipped, and we are on to the second half.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
This taken in right around the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd. And I would imagine this is where you have to take stock of the situation, CD, and say, gosh, we're halfway to the Lombardi Trophy. Let's not slow down now.
And I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now, because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue with that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double-digit lead in the 4th quarter, couldn't hold on. So plenty can still happen.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Geno.
He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba.
And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play there for Seattle. 43 yards.
Everything everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A shotgun snap for Smith. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now it's Rudolph. Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. In motion left, Robinson. Now they fake the jet sweep there, and a run instead with Harris. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. A handoff for Warren. And this is going to be a Steelers 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Partner, those are back-to-back 6-yard runs, and if they're going to continue to get those types of plays, shoot, you just keep running the same stuff, don't you?
Yeah, it was 1st and 10, then 2nd and 4. Now 1st and 10 again. So after 2 1st downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. On the give, it's Warren. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. From the 50, it's Rudolph. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back.
And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Ken Walker, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Now Myers for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd down and 6. Back to throw, Rudolph. And eventually he's taken down here. Great coverage downfield, resulting in a sack. Draymond Jones in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Boye Mafe bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. The Steelers send out their punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Taken from just outside the 30. They juked him. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now the ball now going back over to the Seattle Seahawks offense. It really doesn't get much easier than the last drive. 1 play, and they took it all the way to the house on the touchdown run.
And you know how many times we talk about that's exactly how they drew it up? Because essentially every play that's drawn up in an offensive playbook, if everyone does their job perfectly, should go for a touchdown, right? That's one that actually did. Give a little credit to those big fellas up front, too. They sprang their man for not only a big gain, but 6 points.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. Did he get the feet down? Yes. Touchdown. Tyler Lockett, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Seahawks are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. We are through 3 quarters of play here from Allegiant Stadium in Super Bowl 58. Folks, welcome back to the biggest stage in sports, the Super Bowl, and now we get down to the good stuff, the 4th and final quarter. Here's Myers now to kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the 4th. That AFC crown from 2 weeks ago starting to seem like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped. On 1st and 10, Rudolph. Got his man, it's Warren. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Devin Witherspoon. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
49, 49.
After the interception, here's Smith. And he's got Smith and Jigba. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Carter, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the fourth quarter.
Now Geno on first down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A great play there with his third touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Seahawks add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the fourth. Extra point up and through by Myers. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here.
And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10.
Throw left side complete. That's Warren.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Rudolph looking to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 9. Now Rudolph. He finds his man complete. It's Warren. Yeah, boy, he had the marker square in his sights, but a good tackle's going to leave him about a yard or so short. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. This is taken at the 18. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. DK Metcalf of the Seattle offense about set to take over once again.
So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle.
Kenneth Walker
with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Seahawks are pouring it on. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking at all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
Now the Steelers getting set and ready for their next possession. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the... And the Seahawks defense gets to him and they bring him down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Trouble, and he's taken down. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Seahawks take back over. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Throwing now, Smith. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. And that one results in 35 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Toss left side for Walker. And for one of the few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. Now a 2nd and 10. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Here we go on 4th. Smith. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Here comes a 1st down throw from Rudolph. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Here's Rudolph now on 2nd down. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
target. That's complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 34-yard line. And the Seahawks are the class of the NFL. Seattle wins the Super Bowl. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.